Alright, I am on my way to pick up the Pro R I'll be driving at Bark River. A friend of ours, Terry Lackey, had built a car for Champ and it didn't work out for him to race it, so he offered it to me. I've spent the last several days working on the new house we're moving into, moving a bunch of pinball machines and doing some just normal housework stuff's got to be done, kind of redoing some of the walls and redoing some things. So, but now I'm taking a break from that, going to get this and get it back to Acme, and that way I can work on it down there and go over a few things. And I've never driven a Pro R yet, but my driving style definitely favors the naturally aspirated and not the turbo. So in the past when I've tried the turbo cars, it just, I don't know, my driving style never really melded the way I wanted it to. So looking forward to getting to drive this. I'm super thankful for Terry giving me the opportunity to drive this thing. And it is the Thursday before the weekend, before the race, and we're here working on the Pro R here. You can see Kyle behind me is doing some finishing touches on Terry Lackey's Pro R that he's letting us borrow here. Pretty much putting the finishing touches on this thing. We had to go through and fix a few things, even had help from my grandma's come over, help me do some netting. I got St. Peter's, they've been a huge help in getting this car together here. I have bugged Rhett so much, I'm sure he is tired of me by now, but asking him so many different questions on what to do. How do you do this? How do y'all do that? And he's been a huge help for us. He's even cut me a rock screen. I'm looking forward to driving this beast out there. It's going to be definitely something different, and hopefully it meshes with me a little better than the turbo cars. It's Sunday morning. Just got back from church, and my dad had to drive basically, 18 hours straight from Wisconsin to get here to pick up Terry Lackey's Pro R that he's letting me run this weekend. Just got the wrap on it from Graphics Guys. We had a couple opportunities of people taking it, and all those kind of fell through. They all had other stuff going on. Totally understandable. I mean, don't have room for another car that's this gigantic. So we're going to put it on that little B trailer over there. Hopefully we can get it fit on there. It's a little bit narrower than the car, but I think we can make it work. Here, he changed the oil on the truck because he's going to turn around and drive straight back here. I mean, he basically got here, slept for a couple hours, and he'll get it back up there because he's still got to do a few things on this car. We got the shocks up there, the Elkas from George that he got all tricked out for us and ready to go. I'm definitely excited to get this thing on the track and see how it does, but I think the wrap turned out pretty good. Be ready for a busy weekend at Bark River race and everything. I'm definitely thankful that we get 2 practices on Thursday this time. It is Friday night. This weekend was a longer weekend. Things started Thursday, and that's when we got here. We did some practices, and then today was qualifying. So practices, first practice in the Talon. About halfway through, it started cutting out, running bad, kind of acting like it dropped a cylinder, like a bad wiring harness like we've had before, where they chafe and cause problems. But I also think we may have been running out of gas. The gauge showed half, but I don't know. So anyway, we came back, filled the fuel of gas, changed the harness and everything, went out for the second session, everything was fine. We were, I think, third fastest at that point. We were all very close at the top there. Big car, this car here that's getting washed right here by our lovely Joel Beal that came out to help us this weekend. That car, first practice went fine. Obviously just kind of getting a feel for the car, but I went out pretty fast right away. I feel like I ran some decent times, and I think I was like 7th fastest, something like that. So get ready for the second session, and the darn thing dies in the chute over there. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. We heard the Ames can do weird stuff, so we're chasing that, looking at wiring. Pull the fuse box off, like 5 relays fall out into the lid. And I was like, okay, well that's great, maybe this is our problem. So put those all back in real fast, still nothing. Car won't even start, don't do anything. Chased around a little bit more, found the actual alternator wire was unplugged. It's behind this big old plastic cover, you can barely even see it. So I don't know if it was just on reassembly, not by us, but whatever had happened, it came loose, maybe during the first practice session. So anyway, didn't have time to get the big old cover off to plug it back in, so didn't make the second practice session. So no big deal. Today, qualifying. The fat car here, went out there and tried my best. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what the best way to drive it is. Feels very stable, so I feel like I can drive it however I want. Just trying to figure out what it wants now. So I ran the 5th fastest time. I think 3rd through 6th were all within like half second. So I'm on pace with them, which is pretty crazy for a car that just came out of the box. Hadn't really done much tinkering with it, and I've never driven it before. I mean, the thing has literally like 15 miles on it as of right now when I checked on the dash. So I mean, the thing is so new, so green. So anyway, we're happy with that. I did the long jump in the big car, just kind of for fun. Went out there, sent it. It was cool, kind of hanging out with all of them, watching everyone do the jumps and everything. That was cool, kind of a little celebratory thing they did for the 50th year anniversary. So it's neat to be a part of that kind of stuff, all the stuff that they do that are special and the things that, in the future I'll be able to look back and tell my kids, hey, I participated in things like that. So we're looking forward to a good weekend. This track always gives me trouble. The car, the Talon, there's 3 corners where I'm in between gears. And I feel like I'm fighting it out there, trying to figure out what the car wants. So really both cars, I'm figuring out what they want out here, what lines I need to take to make it work, all that. So hopefully we get through the pack good tomorrow. And hopefully I don't look like a SPO out there in the big car. And hopefully I don't wreck the big car. My goal was to try to get through this weekend. If I can podium, amazing. But on the big car, let's just make it to the finish. And kind of the same thing with the other car. If I'm starting the back-to-back, I'm going to push hard as I can, but don't do anything stupid. Get us some good points, get us out of this weekend, and then go from there. So,
your Pro Stock side-by-side points leader out of Arlington, Texas, driving the number 75, Cross Kirchmeier.
See Cross Kirchmeier down there in the crowd, making some new fans here in Bark River. Pro Stock side-by-side points leader, also debuting a brand new car in Pro side-by-side, so pulling double duty once again this weekend. His season so far in Pro Stock, 4 wins through the first 10 rounds, a commanding points lead. If there's any driver that is in the running to clinch a little bit early his points championship before this season's done, Kirchmeier definitely on that trajectory. He is going to be one to watch both in Pro Stock side-by-side and Amsoil Pro side-by-side here in round 11.
It's Sunday morning. We did our first races yesterday in the Pro Stock. Started dead last, worked my way up to 6th by the halfway. And then once the track kind of slicked off, me and Ben and David Gay, we were all pretty much just like dead even. Took my 6th, salvaged me the points we can. Boodle had a great day. He ran the fastest in qualifying, fastest during that race. I'm losing a lot of points this weekend. the big car. First 2 laps felt great. I was right behind Cash, and I felt like we had something for the front pack. And man, like 3rd lap, it already started getting hot, slowing down, pulling it, and then like, I don't know, a lap or 2 before halfway, it just like went into limp mode, hit like 240, shut the car off, let it cool off, get back going again, and kind of just put it around at the finish there. So we changed a few things on that tunnel setup to try to get more airflow in there, and we'll take it at that today, but that's the only thing we are going to change for now, because like I said, when it was working, it felt fast, it felt good. But we'll be starting in 9th in that, and then the Pro Stock will be starting 2nd row inside. Okay, with the Pro R, we still had a little bit of overheating issues. So I did, during that time, learn a lot on how to drive the car, what I think it wants as far as not full throttle all the time, trying to hunt for traction, do things like that. So even when I had to start backing off and doing half throttle, quarter throttle stuff, I still kept an okay pace, I felt like, just because I learned kind of what the car wanted. So, but since then, this is actually a couple days after the race, some other racers kind of reached out to me and kind of told me issues they've had with similar fan setups, and those brushless fan setups don't like impacts, and apparently they shut off like on hard impacts. We're gonna replace the fans with some brushed fans and hope for the best for Crandon. I think once we get that and a little bit few tweaks on the shocks, once we get George back, once he'll be at Crandon, I think we'll have the car in a really competitive state. And I think, like I said, what I've learned on how to drive it, I think I can be at least competitive and up towards the front. So I really think we had something for him on Sunday if the car would have stayed under power. But anyway, in the Pro Stock car, we bounced back and got a second. So, you know, starting up front helped a whole lot, but, you know, had some good battles, worked my way up and finished in the second place. Super happy about that. Obviously, we want to win if we can. Super bummed for Colin. Watching him, I thought for sure, you know, halfway through that race, that was going to be all his. But watching him on the side with a blown motor, that really stinks. So stinks for him. But like I said, you know, Boodle won that one. The whole weekend was all Boodles. He got almost every single point he could possibly get, and I lost a lot of points for several different reasons. But we're standing here in an okay place, 20-something-ish points in the lead. So I think I'm in an okay spot. As long as I just keep my head down and Boodle can win everything if I get second on everything, and I will still come out the victor. But it's gonna be super close. And that's definitely, I mean, you got David Gay, CJ Greaves, you know, Cosmecki ain't no slouch. We got a bunch of really fast people. You know, Colin Truitt, if his car stays together, you know, I very much see him being a real threat when we get to Crandon this weekend. So can't slouch off. We're gonna push hard as we can and hopefully walk away with this thing. But if we don't, You know, that's part of racing. We're here for the fun of it and for just, you know, the sport of it. You know, we just enjoy it as a family and can't imagine doing anything else. So we will see what unfolds at Crandon, and we'll see you next time.